Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Tauros All Access. I'm Lauren Hill and this is Evan Epstein. You were able to talk to head coach Cody Campbell earlier today. How did that go?
Yeah, it was good. Got his insight from last weekend's series against the Aberdeen Wings. Not the result he was looking for on Friday. Wings won 6-3, but 4-3 overtime win on Saturday with Jack O'Hannison's hat trick. He had the overtime winner and got to get his thoughts about the upcoming series against the Minnesota Mallards. I'm here with head coach Cody Campbell. Coach, the Tauros stumbled out of the gate this weekend, giving up 2 quick goals to the Aberdeen Wings. What did you see early on?
Yeah, I mean, they just, for pretty much the entirety of that game, outworked and outcompeted us. And, you know, we battled back a little bit to tie it up and then just made some really uncharacteristic and costly mistakes that ended up with them taking Friday night. But we addressed that after the game and Saturday morning, and I was really happy with the entire game on Saturday. I mean, we were down 3-1 going into the third, but they pretty much had 3 chances and they ended up in the net, which can happen when you give chances up, but we stuck with it and we just kind of let time take its course, and we, in the third period, we just weren't going to be denied, and guys made some pretty awesome plays to get it to overtime and then capitalize on the chance in overtime.
Yeah, you talk about Saturday coming back from down 3-1 in the third period. What type of resilience do you think the team showed?
Yeah, good resilience, but like I said, the way we played didn't change a ton from the first 2 periods to the third. It was just we got rewarded on some chances, and when you keep that kind of pressure for that amount of time up, other teams are going to start to bend and make some mistakes, which is what happened.
We've got to talk about Jack O'Hannison's performance, the hat trick with the overtime winner. How crucial was he not only to that game, but just kind of down this recent stretch?
Yeah, I mean, Jack's been good. I thought Jack's game on Saturday obviously had a hat trick, which played a big role in us winning the game. But if you take those goals away, he still played really, really well and played hard and created offense. So we need him to continue to do that, and he knows that it's not only about scoring and pointing. It's about all the other little things that will make a team successful down the stretch. So it was good to see him get rewarded over the course of that game for his effort and how he played for those 60+ minutes.
Jesse Ahala had 2 of the primary assists as you see them working well on opposite sides of the ice. Just how impactful was Ahala in setting up O'Hannison on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the 1 assist was a play on the power play. Jesse good shot through, rebound ended up in a good spot for Jack to put in, and then the play in overtime, Jesse wins a battle on the wall that leads to a little bit of a rush, and then showed great patience and pulling up there and creating space for Jack by doing that and being able to put a puck in the wheelhouse for Jack to one time. So this is a good play all around.
Tauros play the Minnesota Mallards coming up this weekend. Tauros have averaged 6 goals a game against the Mallards this season. Do you think this is a chance for the Tauros to gain some momentum going into the next series?
Yeah, I mean, any time you play is a chance to gain or lose momentum. So Friday night's that. We obviously carrying some momentum here through the week with a big win from Saturday night. So our goal is to continue to build on that throughout the course of Friday night's game. And the thing about the Mallards is they've stung some teams here, in the second half. I think they've beat Bismarck, they've beat Austin, so we're gonna have to come out and be ready to play for sure.
Tauros haven't played the Mallards since back in December. Is there any challenge now that you're facing a team that has some new additions over the past 3 months?
Yeah, I mean, new additions, new coach since that last time we played them. So, yeah, just we got to key in on video and figure out what they're trying to accomplish and make sure that we key in on the things that we see to make it hard on them.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Always good to get head coach Cody Campbell's perspective on the upcoming weekend. And with that, the Toros are back home here at the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. March 7th and 8th, they play the Minnesota Mallards. Puck drop, as always, at 7:35 p.m. And really throughout the month of March, Toros are home for most of it. They play the North Iowa Bulls the following weekend, the 14th and 15th. After a series in Austin, Toros come back home at the end of the month to finish off the month of March here in the Pepsi Rink.
Against Austin, yeah. And we would just love to mention as well those March 14th and 15th games. We will be having St. Patrick's Day merchandise that we'll be showcasing later on the show, but we will also be having specialty jerseys, which we will be showcasing tomorrow on Tauros All Access, so please peep that tomorrow because we are very excited about those, as well as the fact that we are going to have an option for one person to win one of the jerseys earlier than everybody else are going to be able to purchase them, so there will be you'll be special. There'll only be one. So we're very excited about that, and we'll have that QR code ready for you tomorrow to be able to scan here on Tauros All Access. But other than that, you can scan this QR code right here, and that can bring you to our website. That'll bring you to our tickets, which you can buy tickets to all of our games this month and a few in April. And with that being said, the last thing I have for you is an interview with Braeden Jockims. We sat down and wanted to get to know the forward Braeden Jockims a little bit better. So please enjoy that. Hi, Minnesota fans. I'm Lauren Hill, and I'm joined here today by Braeden Jockims. So Evan and I interviewed you in the beginning of January when you first got here, alongside Gavin Middendorf and Noah Gibbs, but now you've had some time to kind of acclimate yourself in Minot, a little month and some change. So how is Minot treating you so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really good. My billets are awesome. Like, the team is really awesome, and, you know, every time we're done practice and workouts, you know, guys are trying to hang out, go for lunch, or like every Sunday, me and a bunch of guys go to Finish Line just outside of town for some burgers and fries, and it's really good. We have a pretty good group here with lots of good chemistry, and it's just been like a really good experience overall.
Well, that's exciting. Well, where are you from?
I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's like a 7.5-hour drive, like straight north into Canada.
Okay, so is this your first time playing hockey in the U.S.?
No, I played in Portland, Oregon, down there with the Winterhawks for this. I started my third year this year with them.
All right, can you walk us through your hockey journey, kind of from like where it begun, like what age you were up until now?
Yeah.
Might be a long one.
Yeah, I started figure skating, truthfully, just like when I was like 4 or 5 or 3 or whatever. And I did that just kind of like to get used to how skating felt. And then I started playing hockey. I mean, our family's been just a basketball-oriented family. My dad played college basketball and coached college like in Canada for a long time and won a national championship in 2010 with them with the University of Saskatchewan Huskies. So we were a pretty big basketball family growing up, and hockey was kind of the number 2 sport. But up until my senior year of high school, I was kind of more focused on basketball more than hockey. It was kind of on the back burner, especially in the summer. But I got offered to play for Portland about halfway through my senior season in hockey for the Winterhawks, and that's kind of when I realized I had a pretty good chance at either going somewhere good for college, and you know they have really good scholarship agreements there, so I knew I had a really good opportunity to get most of my schooling, if not all of it, paid for, so I didn't have to have any, you know, financial burden growing up. So I knew that was probably the best option in terms of like getting an opportunity to go play college hockey. So I figured that was probably my best bet, and that's kind of when I started taking hockey like as the number 1 sport, and then basketball became kind of put on the back burner. And then after that season, I took up hockey full time and gave up on basketball. And I mean, I play here and there in the summer, but it's mainly, you know, off-season training. It's all hockey orientated, so that's where. And then played in Portland, and then I played in the SJ and Nipawin for a little bit and then I played in Portland again, and now I'm here in Minot.
All right, so you still play basketball like on and off?
Yeah, like on and off. I'll go, like my buddies will text me being like, hey, there's a free gym open here, you want to come? And I'll just show up.
Have you played at the Y yet? I've heard that that's a big thing.
Not yet, but my brother told me that he's done a lot of 1v1s in there, so I might have to start doing that.
I have to get on the court. Yeah. Well, newest Toro, but not new to the Minotaurs. Your brother, like you just said, Braeden Jockims, played for the Tauros last season. What kind of sold you on coming to play for the Minotaurs? Was it your brother?
No, well, me and my brother send TikToks to each other, and that's kind of how we communicate. We'll call like once a week, see how each other are doing and stuff. But I mean, my dad was the one that really like halfway through the season when my brother was here, he was trying to get me to come here when I was this year at the start of the season. Like he's been pushing pretty hard for me to come here, and my parents had nothing but good things to say about Minot, and every time I talked to my brother about it, it was just, yeah, it's nice. That's pretty much it, but it was definitely my parents that were the ones that really got me to consider coming here.
All right, when you made that decision to come to Minot, what was Ryland's reaction?
Well, I texted him saying that I'm driving to Minot, and his first thing he said to me was, bruh. That's kind of what me and my family say to each other in texts all the time, so that was pretty much the answer I expected. And then I called him, and he just kind of talked about how sick it was, and I told him that Mahler, Smallsy, and Spencer already texted me, and he just kind of said, that makes sense, and gave me a little rundown on the guys that he knew and stuff, so he gave me a little bit, and he was pretty excited. I mean, he didn't show it, but I could tell he was, happy for me and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you scored your first goal in the Cream and Cardinal against Watertown back on January 25th with an assist from John Small. You mentioned Small in your first interview. You just mentioned him. Again, with that last question, you have chemistry on and off the ice. How has he helped you adjust to moving to Minot?
I mean, it's been he made it really easy, especially switching teams halfway through season the way you do. It's obviously going to be tough mentally to get acclimated with a brand new group of guys. Even if you know a couple, I knew a couple because my brother and stuff, but it would still be difficult. But he made it really easy, and he's a really great guy and good hockey player, and he's my billet brother. So I hang out with him I hang out with him every single day and have dinner with him and stuff. So he's probably one of my closest friends on the team, and he's just a great guy, and I really enjoyed living with him and stuff, and being on a power play with him. And yeah, it's awesome to see him. He's been exploding with points recently, and he's just been playing really good, so I'm really happy to see him playing well and seeing the team play well. It's been great.
Mm-hmm. And what is the most valuable piece of advice that you have received from the coaching staff since you've been here? I know you just got here, but Coach Cody Campbell has known your family for a while now.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing he said was, one of my first game was just don't worry about making mistakes or anything like that. Just go out there and have fun. They know what kind of hockey game I play, and they told me to just play that and have fun and worry about mistakes later. And if he needs to say something to me, he'll say, hey, don't do that or don't do this. So I got in here and I was pretty comfortable right away. And I mean, obviously I was a little anxious coming into a new team to play, but his response there to just tell me to stay calm, relaxed, and just have fun and not worry about anything like that made it really easy to get acclimated into the systems and understand how they want to play their O zone and D zone and neutral zone stuff, and it made it really easy not having to worry about making that mistakes, and told me to ask him any questions that I have whenever on the bench, in between periods. So he made it super easy to get into the team systems and start playing.
All right, awesome. And our last question for you, since you are new, can you share a fun fact about yourself that your teammates might not know about you yet?
I really, I guess, I really like reading. Every chance I get, I'm reading an online book or rereading a series. Right now, I'm rereading Lord of the Rings, so that's really cool. Really easy to do that on Audible.com. I either have the audiobook playing, or I have the actual thing on my phone, but I'm always trying to read and stuff, and I find that a little more entertaining. Movies are obviously awesome, but I find it more fun reading books.
All right, awesome.